Hey boss, you're in for a treat today because I am sharing the best books for mindset that are going to help you lead to success. And so these are books that I have read and I found them extremely useful. They helped me kind of get my thinking the way it probably should have been all along, but past history and how we're raised plays a huge role in how we think about ourselves. And so today's title is Best Mindset Books for Success, and I want to share mine with you. So hey, it's Dr. Heather Williamson with the Transformation Group, and welcome back to the channel. All right, so the first book that I want to share today is Leveraging the Universe, and this is 7 Steps to Engaging Life's Magic by Mike Dooley. And so this book is a pretty easy read. It's not real big, and basically he talks about the universe and how the impact of it, how it leads to helping us get what we want out of life. And it's that source of power that we really don't even think about, but it can be kind of magical. And so he talks about this in the book. He also talks about changing illusions of, kind of where we are in our current environment that we're in and the way we think. He talks about how thoughts become things. So, we have, science has even proven how we think about ourselves is basically how we're going to be. So thinking about what we want to look like in the future that we want to have plays a huge role in how we can get there. It's changing that mindset. And also Mike talks about leveraging the universe and aligning your belief systems to what it is that you are currently wanting out of life. And he talks about charting your own course. And all these things are extremely helpful. And with any of the books that I really enjoy reading, it also has an action plan at the end of every chapter. And so for him, he has a summary points page. He has a suggested exercises at the end of each chapter that you can actually implement and think about based on the topic of that chapter. And he also has inspirational statements, what he calls as notes for coming from the universe. So this is a great book if you are wanting to leverage the universe to help you with your mindset. Great book. Now, the next book that I have is Playing Big by Tara Moore. So this book actually was written for women. So it will be just as great for men, I'm sure. But for women, it was, she wrote it in a way that she focuses on the inner critic. And so we as women, we are always critical of ourselves. And so she talks about this in her book and how to overcome that inner critic that we have. She also has this activity that I think is fantastic, and it's called the Future Self Activity. And actually, I facilitated this at a women's conference several years ago, where I had them picture themselves, and you get very vivid in who you want to be down the road, your future self. And so this was a great activity. The women loved it at the conference. And this will be a great activity for you to do as well. And it works so well because you really are specific about who that woman is that you want to be. So, and then she talks about unhooking from the need for praise, and sometimes criticism also plays a role in that. So it's getting away from that, unhooking from it. She also talks about how to stop that, and also at the end of every chapter, through her stories that she shares in the book, she talks about and she has questions at the end of every chapter that gets you to think through what it is that she was discussing and how it applies to your life. She also talks about the big ideas, and the big ideas are the ones that are going to help you start playing big. So this is another great book. This book is your You Are a Badass. And the rest of the title is How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life. And so this actually is by Jen Shapiro. And all of these I think are maybe not playing big, but Leveraging the Universe, You Are a Badass, they're all bestsellers. So another good thing. So in here, Jen this book was hilarious. She tells some amazing stories. There is some foul language in here, but she says it in a way, she writes it in a way that it's very authentic. And that's one thing I liked about this book. She is very open and authentic and shares her worst days. And so this is a great way to learn from others. And you may have even experienced some of this yourself, because I know I had. So anyway, this is a great book. She tells very great stories on how you can become a badass. She also shares how you can identify and change those self-sabotaging beliefs that we all have at times, and the behaviors that really stop you from getting what you want. Also, she talks about how you got the way you are today. So it's that past, how we were raised plays a huge role. And exercises on how you can become and create that inner badass. So she shares that as well. And like all the other books, there are activities at the end of every chapter that shares how you can do that. So it's very applicable, which I like. And then the fourth book is Cant Hurt Me. And this is by David Goggins, and it's Master Your Mind and Defy the Odds. Another great, great, great book. So David talks about his experience, starts off how he was growing up, how he had an abusive father, and then was raised, by a single mother. And he shares overcoming those challenges. He talks about how he was going down the wrong path. He also shares how, the 3 times that he tried to become a Navy SEAL and the obstacles and challenges that he overcame in order to make that happen. And I mean, they would make the normal person quit. The injuries that he incurred, and also the marathons that he run to make himself better. But he has this mind over matter philosophy and, nothing can hurt me mindset that I think is very inspirational, and it can really help you think about possibilities and how sometimes we quit too often, too soon, when we haven't really put 100% effort into what we're doing. So it was very eye-opening, and my friend Amanda will be very happy that I'm going to give this book back to her, because she lent it to me a while ago. But David also has, at the end of every chapter, his thoughts on what you can do to improve your mindset, and also the questions. And he actually has a workbook that you can purchase as well that ties to this book, which I have not seen that, but it is there for you if you're interested. And the one thing that I think is really cool that David mentions throughout this book is his accountability mirror. And I'm a big believer in that. So, look at yourself in the mirror, and only you can hold yourself accountable. Nobody else can. You have to, with this inner mindset, it's how you think and how you believe. So this was another great book. Just to recap real quickly, the 4 books that I'm sharing with you today are Leveraging the Universe by Mike Dooley. Also, Playing Big by Tara Moore. You Are a Badass by Jen Shapiro. And last but not least, Cant Hurt Me by David Goggins. All great books that really focus on improving your mindset. And I know years ago I had read a book. It's the one everybody always reads about, the universe. And I'm drawing a blank on the title of it now and who wrote it. But it's a book from way back when. And people still refer to that book today. I personally had trouble getting through that book. And I don't think I ever finished it because it was just, it was a challenge to read. So I personally like books, and if you're like me, ones that tell great stories, that share life examples and steps to really overcome whatever challenge it is. And today I'm talking about mindset. So those are the kind of books that I like, and so those are the ones that I'm going to make you aware of if those are of any interest to you. So hopefully you found this useful. Hopefully you go out and buy these books on Amazon. And if you do, hopefully you actually implement the strategies that they put in the book, and you really actually change your mindset, because you can be an amazing leader. And sometimes we just have to rework how we think. All right. So until next time, if you like this video, please like the button below. Share this video with anybody else that really needs to improve their mindset. And last but not least, hey, go out and be that boss that your employees want to work for. Until next time, bye.